Here's your list of charges. You hacked into the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Department of Defense and NASA. Why?
I was in search of suppressed technology, you know, laughingly referred to as UFO technology. I think it's the biggest kept secret in the world, There are UFOs, they are alien. We're using anti-gravity and reverse engineered technology that came from captured UFO craft.
We're using anti-gravity?
Yeah.
This is an alien spacecraft that crashed in the desert some years ago. We recovered it. Now our goal is to figure out how it works.
UFOs are as real as the airplanes flying overhead. The American people and the people of the world have a right to know what's going on.
Yes, people have a right to know.
UFOs shut down our government's defense systems. UFOs have interfered with missiles at U.S. Air Force bases, and aliens are monitoring nuclear warheads and bombs.
So this thing fires a beam of light at the warhead, hits it, and then this thing flies up like this. Meanwhile, we're all going like this, fires another beam of light, goes around like this, we're going like this, fires another beam of light, goes down like this, fires another beam of light, and then flies out the way it came in. And the warhead tumbles out of space.
Major Mansman said to me, "What was that? Were you guys screwing around up there?" I said, "No, sir." And he said, "Then tell me what that was." And I said, "We got a UFO." And he said, "Lieutenant, you are never to speak of this again."
Take a look at our galaxy. There are 100 billion stars in our galaxy. Now take a look at the galaxies of the universe. We can actually count them. In the visible universe, our telescopes have the range to see 100 billion galaxies. Well, how many stars are there in the visible universe? Count them. 100 billion times 100 billion. That is an astronomical number. You have to be supremely arrogant to believe that we are the only ones in town.
Here we are 25,000 light years away from the center of our galaxy, and our galaxy is over 100,000 light years across. But even that, as large as it is kind of a speck in the cosmic distance scale.
Our Milky Way galaxy may appear big to us, but compared to some others out there, it's actually pretty small.
They laughed at us when we said that aliens existed, and they mocked us. But who's laughing now, huh? It's real!
Right here, we can clearly see this is real. This is real.
That was some real shit. Steve, that was some real shit, Steve. And they're like, yeah, good shit. That was fucking real. Fuck.
It's real! Don't you understand? It is real!
This thing is magnificent. The skin, the focus, that's the biggest thing that lets you know this isn't CGI.
This isn't CGI. This isn't CGI. This isn't CGI.
I occasionally think how quickly Our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. Is not an alien force already among us?
There are live ETs on Earth at this present time. My interest is in full disclosure. Just as children survive the idea of the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus when they become adult, I think that tax-paying citizens are quite capable of accepting the new and broader reality that we live in a cosmos teeming with life of various sorts.
There's a bunch of different reasons this is being kept quiet. The bottom line is they're right. The bulk of the people are complete morons.
I'll tell you who's laughing now. We are! Soon we will leave this lame planet and fly through outer space with cool aliens who like us.
It's real! It's real!
I have never met an alien, but I have met an extraterrestrial. My original feeling was I was looking at a giant insect. It scared the hell out of me. Large, bulbous black eyes. Maybe the whites of the eyes had been selected out. So it looked like large people, basically. When you look into his eyes, you feel like you're going to fall into his eyes forever. And I think that probably had something to do with the telepathic nature. My sensations were heightened. Quite extraordinary. The mathematics that he showed me blew my mind. If he was upset, I could feel his pain. I could feel what he was feeling. Yes, people have a right to know. This would cause a great social upheaval. It would destroy our social bonds, our religious bonds. This is real.
Don't you understand? It is real!
Yes, they have a right to know what is going on. They manipulated our original DNA and removed a single strand from us.
You can manipulate the genetic structure, the decoding process, what I call body-mind computing, so that it will not access vast chunks of that information field, just like the computer system in China, a genetic manipulation of the human genome. They say that between 90 and 98% of human DNA is what they call junk DNA or non-coding DNA, because they don't know what it does. They are coming up with the fact and discovering the fact that absolutely it has a purpose.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.
Shadowy government with its own Air Force, its own Navy, its own fundraising mechanism, and the ability to pursue its own ideas of the national interest, free from all checks and balances, and free from the law itself.
The government is corrupt, and we're on so many drugs with the radio on and the curtains drawn. the belly of this horrible machine, and the machine is bleeding to death. The sun has fallen down, and the billboards are all leering, and the flags are all dead at the top of their poles.